What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to EP09. You know, there's a lot of skepticism in bodybuilding. Some athletes jump on the scene just by jumping on social media. They make big waves, but the respect from the bodybuilding world, well, that respect is earned. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to EP09 Bodybuilding, and one individual that definitely earned the respect of the bodybuilding world, Goodvito, Vitaly Ugolnikov, currently sitting at 7 weeks out of the Arnold Classic Brazil. A lot of you guys remember Goodvito was considered an Instagram bodybuilder for quite some time until he showed up in 2024 at that Arnold Classic Brazil, taking third place, as well as at the Detroit Pro taking second, and he most definitely delivered on the goods. And from what we are seeing right here, he is going to deliver on the goods yet again. He is looking absolutely massive in this latest update. The conditioning factor at 7 weeks out as well. This guy is going to be dialed in. Him and Chris Aceto doing a fantastic job. You can see the detail in the quads is really coming through. You can see the striations in the teardrops of the quads. You can see the shoulder striations, the separation of the arms from the shoulders, the vascularity through the chest. This guy is absolutely nailing it right now. If he can bring this to the stage, I mean, this is going to be a ridiculous year for Goodvito. Shout out to Bodybuilders Without Borders for this comparison. The picture on the right being Goodvito actually from 2 months ago, sitting at 293 pounds versus now, well, I don't know what his weight is now, but he is looking even bigger in his latest update, especially through the upper body. And that's exactly what can happen when you dial in. Remember, it's the illusion of bodybuilding that can play a significant role. And we're seeing that from Goodvito, although really it's not a large amount of illusion here. We can see that the size is most definitely coming up for Goodvito. By maintaining this level of conditioning, he'll be able to cruise into the show, him and Chris Aceto, with lots of experience working together at this point. And I think he's on track to deliver his best package to date that we have seen on a bodybuilding stage. One point of potential concern I do want to address, Goodvito posting on his Instagram, my usual leg workout with a torn ligament in the knee. He goes on to elaborate, I don't feel any pain or discomfort in the injured knee. The only thing I feel is the imbalance of work in the right and left leg. So it is important to control the legs so that they receive the load evenly. I also use knee fixers for better joint stabilization. I'm not sure if he's referring to a more recent injury or if he's referring to the injury that he had when he jumped off stage there. You guys probably remember when that happened. He ended up with a leg injury after that. But at the end of the day, I wanted to put this out there because he did. I really don't think that there's a huge cause for concern at this point. I mean, look, you can see the guy's got 2 plates loaded onto the leg curl machine, and I don't know if there's a weight stack associated with that as well. But I would say that everything is going just fine for Goodvito right now. So, with 7 weeks to go until the Arnold Classic Brazil, it does not look like there are very many that will be able to challenge this version of Goodvito. Assuming he can stay healthy, and we'll see who else shows up to that show, of course. This could be his show to lose. You guys let me know what you think of this version of Goodvito. Will this be the year that we see Goodvito qualify for the Mr. Olympia and really see how he stacks up with the best of the best? You guys let me know in the comments below. And speaking of one of the best, Wesley Vissers dropping an update with a little under 2 weeks to go until the Arnold Classic Ohio. And Wesley saying here, feeling flat. And that's one thing about Wesley. We know that he traditionally gets very, very flat going into the show. It's part of how he really brings that razor sharp conditioning. He pulls down very, very hard in order to get to this level. And you know what? It is looking absolutely ridiculous. The trademark conditioning for Wesley Vissers is most definitely there at this point. I mean, just look at the detail in the shoulders that you can see from the back. I mean, obviously the back detail we know is some of the most insane back detail of anyone in classic physique. But just through the shoulders, I have never seen striations like this from Wesley Vissers. I think it's safe to say when it comes to the back detail as of right now. So when he really fills out, Man, that is going to be a sight to see. Let me tell you right now, Wesley Vissers, I do still think, is going to come in and successfully defend his Arnold Classic title. This guy is classic physique. There's no getting around it. Of course, we still need to see those improvements in the legs. We need to see the fullness in the legs. If that's not there, then he is going to have a hell of a time trying to defeat Mike Sommerfeld, who has a ridiculous amount of momentum right now. And you guys don't forget, there's also guys like Michael DeBull. Michael DeBull is looking ridiculous right now, okay? I don't want to count out guys like that, and I don't want to say it's just a two-man show, but the fact is, it may very well be a two-man show. Wesley bringing his best. Mike, we know, is pulling down very, very hard in order to bring his best. It's going to be a battle. One thing we have not seen, talking about the legs, is really any updates from Wesley when it comes to any leg shots. Now, is that a point of concern when it comes to going into this Arnold Classic prep? Typically, guys will hide their weakest body parts and really show the best of what they can show on their social media. Haven't seen any leg shots from Wesley. Could be a potential point of concern. Or it could just be that Wesley wants to showcase his improvements on the stage and not leading up to the stage. That's entirely possible as well. And if that does happen and he does follow through on that, the legs look massively improved. Wesley is proportionate from top to bottom. I don't think Mike Sommerfeld is really going to stand much of a chance, to be completely honest. And that's talking about being on the Arnold Classic stage. You guys got to remember the Arnold being judged just a little bit differently than other shows. Wesley Vissers is the definition of classic physique. There is no question when it comes to that. So as of right now, I think Wesley is right on track to come in and take home that victory, but we'll see how the legs look on show day. Now, talking about 2-week out updates from the Arnold Classic. Well, 2 weeks ago, we didn't even know that we were going to have a very exciting addition to the Arnold Classic to begin with. Sam Sulek winning the 2025 Legends Classic. I'm sure everybody is aware right now the fact that Sam came in and won that show, but I've actually got an interview, a post-interview from Sam, where he actually gets feedback from the judges on what he needs to bring to the Arnold Amateur stage. I'll get to that in a second, as well as what Sam hopes to bring compared to this look. But considering that Sam has never stepped on stage, this was a very, very good look. And he was doing this, well, as far as we know, he was doing the entire prep himself. So look, this was a fantastic look for his first go. He was 216 pounds at weigh-in. He said that he was probably about 224 when he actually hit the stage. Sam deserved the victory. Some conversation going around online that maybe Sam didn't deserve the victory. I think that he absolutely was deserving to take home the win. And of course, he is going to be a very exciting addition to that Arnold Amateur stage. Does that mean there was some politics involved? At the amateur level like this, you guys, I don't think so. In this post-victory interview, Sam, like I said, saying what it is that he wants to bring to the Arnold Amateur to improve on this look, as well as the judges' feedback, which I think is very attainable for Sam to bring in just 2 weeks. Check it out.
But I got to get back on the deficit for the next 2 weeks. Get a touch leaner, touch drier, and then hopefully, not to say it like it's a bad thing, but hopefully this is my worst stage look ever, just because I'm only going to improve it from here.
That's right. And speaking of those improvements as well, it is in the subtle nuances and that do make the differences as well. And that's a little bit about the feedback that we were discussing as judges as well. Is you do got to come in a little bit sharper, particularly in the backside as well.
I got to get as lean as I can get, dry as I can get, and today I definitely did that. This is my first time reaching anywhere near stage ready. So that leaves me 2 weeks to get a touch leaner.
Shout out to Mark's Max Muscle for these screenshots. Guy messaged me and asked me if I wanted some screenshots of Sam to use in a video. Appreciate it, man. So for what Sam is going to improve on, for what Sam can improve on, according to the judges' feedback and his expectations going into the Arnold Amateur. The feedback from the judges being that Sam could come in a little bit crisper from the back, and I definitely agree with that. I think that we could see more conditioning when it comes to the hamstrings, more detail in those hamstrings. The back itself, though, actually pretty good. You know, you can see the teres muscles. The lower back, there's some folds there, but you can actually see the definition of the lower back as well. So this being Sam's first show, absolutely fantastic as far as I'm concerned. Sam also recognizing the fact that there will be larger athletes than him on that Arnold Amateur stage. The best thing that he can do going into this Arnold Amateur is to bring better conditioning, hope that he can outshape some guys. And at 23 years old, Sam's competitive career is only just beginning. But I think it's safe to say that the potential is not just hype behind a social media influencer at this point. It's real. But I'm going to wrap up the video right here. Appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, stay tuned. The Arnold Classic is just around the corner. We will have all of the coverage right here for you guys on EP09 Bodybuilding. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.